Hi everybody, I'm here with my friend Anwar and he's a Tamil guy and today in this video I'm gonna teach him about gravity. So Anwar, are you excited about the video?
Yes.
Okay, so can you say something in Tamil so people would actually believe that you are a genuine Tamil guy? Can you say something in Tamil?
வணக்கம், என்னுடைய பெயர் அன்வர் ராஜா. நான் தமிழ்நாட்டில இருந்து மதுரையில இருந்து பேசுறேன்.
So what does it mean in English?
What do you mean English?
So the things that you said right now,
Okay.
can you translate that into English?
This is Anwar Raja. I am from Madurai, Tamil Nadu.
Okay, so now you actually believe that he is a Tamil guy, so we'll further the video. And in this video, I'm gonna teach him about gravity. So right now, you almost know nothing about gravity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he has been it's been so long since he has passed out his school, and like I'll teach him about gravity. So are you excited to learn about gravity?
Yeah.
Yeah. So firstly, we need to understand the word, and then we will come to the definition, and we will talk about what gravity is. Okay. So gravity as a word. Have you heard the word gravity?
I don't.
So you don't know anything about gravity. Like, did you study about gravity in your school?
Yeah, but I forget.
So he actually studied about gravity in his school life, but he forgot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now he works as a safety officer at a shopping mall, so he doesn't need to know about physics that much, right? So you don't have to care about gravity at all. So I'll teach him gravity and let's go. So gravity, first the word, okay? So the word gravity is derived from a Latin word called gravitas, okay? That means weight. So do you know what does weight mean? Like if I say this bottle weighs a kg, right? So now you know what the weight is, okay? So the word gravity is derived from a Latin word called gravitas that literally means weight. And some people assume that weight is something mass of an object, and that is partially correct, but in actuality weight is the force that is exerted by earth to keep something on the ground, okay? So if I say that my mass is 50 kg, that means that earth is applying about 490 to 500 newtons of force all the time to keep me on the ground. Okay, so that was the definition of weight. And when it comes to understanding gravity, there are two ways of understanding gravity, okay? So the first one is more of a traditional way, and the second one is the advanced way, okay? So now you have got to know where the word gravity has come from. We'll learn what is the definition of gravity and what gravity actually is, okay? So gravity, there are two ways of understanding gravity. Have you heard the name of scientist Sir Isaac Newton?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the guy who was famous for gravity and apple falling on his head and all of that.
Yes.
So the first one way of understanding gravity is Newtonian way, that is given by Sir Isaac Newton. So in Newtonian way, we mostly study the principles and theories given by Sir Isaac Newton, and the more advanced and the more logical way of understanding gravity is given to us by Albert Einstein. Have you heard the name Albert Einstein?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so he's the guy who is famous for the formula E is equal to mc squared, okay? So there are two ways of understanding gravity. The first one is through the Newtonian way, and the second one is through general theory of relativity that was given to us by Albert Einstein in 1915, okay? So I'll explain you the first way, and then I'll explain you the second way, okay?
Okay.
So in first way, in the Newtonian way, it is a direct force, okay, that is applied between two masses, okay? So if we have an object like sun that has mass, it will apply a force on any other object. So let's suppose the other object is Earth, the planet that we live on. So Newton was the one who explained that gravity is the cause, like is the reason why all the planets revolve around the sun in orbit, okay? He was the one who gave us the traditional way of understanding gravity. So according to him, gravity was a direct force, okay? So if there is any object like the sun that has mass, it will apply force on other object that is around it. So if there is any two objects, or if there is any object that has mass, they will exert some sort of force on each other, okay, and that is gravity, okay. But he himself was confused a bit about his theory. He said himself that how come objects at such vast distance in space can exert force on each other without even any medium, okay. So like he explained gravity in very simple ways. He said that gravity is a force that is exerted between every objects that have mass, okay. And after 200 years of that explanation, a great scientist was born named Albert Einstein, okay? And in 1915, he published his theory called general theory of relativity. And through that general theory of relativity, we learned that gravity is not a direct force, okay? Gravity is like an influence that is created by objects. So he told us till then, till 18th century, 19th century, the space was thought of an empty thing, okay. So space was thought of a thing that is empty and it is filled with it is just vacuum, it has nothing, right? But in 20th century we started getting more idea about space, and some scientists came up and they started talking about space as it is not just empty thing, okay. It is like a seat, okay. So the bed seat that we have, the space is like that seat. And Albert Einstein came up, and there were many other scientists who came that the space is three-dimensional, okay. There's length, there's width, there's height, okay. And the fourth dimension is claimed to be time, okay. So now we have got a zero space-time, okay. So let's assume that the space is like a bed state, and the third dimension space, and the fourth one is time, okay. So including all of that, it is space-time, okay. So if we have any object on that bed seat, like on that seat, it would create a curvature in that seat that we name space-time, okay. So imagine if I have a seat and if I have an object like the sun, it will create a curvature, okay. So around it will be like a curvature and a curved path, okay. So the object that is near it will follow the curved path, okay. So it's like, so the gravity is like according to the general theory of relativity, it's not a direct force, but it is more of a curvature or the bend in the space-time, okay. So in the future we'll definitely do a practical demonstration of that. So we will get a seat and we will explain how this works, okay. And there's many things in general theory of relativity. Of course, in just a few minutes we can't explain what the general theory of relativity is, but like the main difference, like there's many differences in general theory of relativity and the way we understand gravity through Newtonian way. So in Newtonian way we understand gravity as a direct force, but in general theory of relativity, gravity is much more complex thing, okay. We just don't take it as a force, it is an influence, or it could be said as an illusion, okay. So we will learn about gravity, and the bigger the mass is, the bigger the curvature is going to be on space-time, okay. So the reason why all the planets revolve around the sun, because the sun on the seat of space-time, it has created a curvature, okay. And those planets around it, they are supposed to be covering the distance in a straight path, okay. But due to the reason that the surface around it is curved, they can't maintain the straight path, and they have to move around it, okay. So it's the way that we assume that a flight that takes place on Earth, okay. So imagine if I have to go from India to America, the plane will come up and it will, like, it is supposed to travel in a straight path, right? But due to the reason that Earth's surface is curved, it can never go in a straight path, right? So it seems like we are going in a straight path, but when we look at it from any other angle, then we get to know that the path is not straight, actually it's curved, okay. So it's the same thing with general theory of relativity. There's many things to be understood in general theory of relativity, and we'll talk about every details in the future. So are you excited for the upcoming videos?
Yeah.
Yeah. And hopefully you also learned something. So in this video we didn't learn that much. We just learned the way of where the word gravity came from, and there are two ways of understanding gravity. Always keep that in mind. So the traditional way of understanding gravity is of course through the Newtonian way, and the more advanced way and the best way that we can understand gravity is through general theory of relativity. So if you want us to make a detailed video or a demonstration video of general theory of relativity, then you can comment there, and hopefully you learned something from this video. And we will come together in upcoming videos. And I thank all of you for watching the video. And do you have any words to say? Do you have anything to say to the camera? Okay. Yeah, bye.
Okay, bye.